A bustling market street in Paracuaro, Michoacan. Stalls selling spices, fruits, and fabrics line the dusty roads. Among the chatter and the laughter, a young boy's voice rises above the rest, singing traditional Mexican ballads. This is Alberto Aguilera Valadez, but the world would come to know him by another name, Juan Gabriel. Every icon's journey starts somewhere, and for El Divo, the road to greatness was far from smooth. Growing up in a town with rustic charms and unyielding traditions in the 1950s, Alberto's early years were marked by hardships. He never really knew the comfort of his parents' embrace, as tragedy and circumstances separated him from them. At the tender age of 5, after the death of his father and facing his mother's financial struggles, he was placed in a local orphanage. The pain of separation, the yearning for familial love, and the challenges of orphanage life would become the crucible that forged the artist within him. Music became his refuge. Within the echoing walls of the orphanage, young Alberto found solace in melodies, using them to express the emotions that words couldn't capture. He learned and cultivated his talent under the guidance of teachers, drawing inspiration from the traditional tunes of his homeland. While some kids had fairy tales, Alberto had his music. It wasn't just a pastime, it was a lifeline. He started composing songs with lyrics often reflecting themes of love, loneliness, and hope. This raw and heartfelt approach to music making would become the hallmark of Juan Gabriel's style in years to come. Facing adversities head-on, he emerged with a determination to not just sing, but to tell stories that resonated with people's souls. And as the young boy from Paracuaro set forth on his journey into the world of music, the legend of Juan Gabriel began its first verse.
Cuando me miro, yo temblando lo miré. Cuando se acercó y yo sin hablar me quedé. Sálgate de la cama, enseguida me ordenó. Yo le obedecí y vea lo que pasó.
Ay, ¿usted qué pasó?
Se desmayó.
In the twilight of the 1960s, El Divo's presence in the Mexican music scene began its meteoric ascent. His voice, a powerful instrument, was not the only thing that set him apart. It was the raw emotion, the palpable pain, and the jubilance that permeated through every note he sang. When he crooned, he wasn't just singing songs, he was narrating tales that echoed the heartbeat of Mexico. His early performances in clubs and venues around Juarez, where he moved in his teenage years, served as the launchpad for his musical journey. There, night after night, he'd mesmerize audiences with his passionate renditions, each song seemingly a window into his soul. Each of El Divo's songs painted vivid stories, from tales of heartbreaks like La Farsante to the unbridled joy in El Noa Noa. They captured the spectrum of human emotion.
Ahora que yo me veo en la televisión, ya chiquillo, cuando estaba viendo las imágenes, yo lo que pedía era eso, cariño, amor. No me daba cuenta, por eso hacía tantas cosas, hacía un sinfín de cosas que luego después no era usual hacerlo por televisión y que un artista así saliera tan contento, pero yo pedía cariño. Entonces en aquellos tiempos cuando yo empecé, pues el terreno artístico era poquito serio, era muy serio, muy serio, muy serio. Y yo empecé pues a bailar y me movía más que el viento. Entonces,
it was this relatability, the knack for encapsulating shared experiences that endeared him to millions. By the time the 70s dawned, Juan Gabriel wasn't just another artist. He was on his way to becoming a musical phenomenon. But amidst his burgeoning fame, what stood out was his authenticity. He remained rooted, always singing from the heart, and in doing so, he captured the hearts of countless fans across Mexico and beyond.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar, lo único que tengo es amor para amar. Si así tú me quieres, te puedo querer.
His albums became not just collections of songs, but anthologies of emotions, moments, and memories. Every track felt like a conversation, a comforting shoulder, or an outstretched hand. Juan Gabriel's allure wasn't solely limited to his voice either. It was the way he combined genres, styles, and rhythms. He seamlessly melded traditional ranchero with pop, rock, and even classical elements, crafting a sound that was distinctly his. Tracks like Querida, which topped the charts for an entire year, and Hasta que te conocí showcased his incredible versatility. But the road wasn't always smooth for Juan Gabriel. The music industry, as glamorous as it seems from the outside, is often riddled with pitfalls. Juan faced contractual disputes, professional rivalries, and criticisms. At one point, a prolonged legal battle with his record label even saw him boycotting the release of his own albums. But every setback was met with determination. Instead of succumbing, he channeled his experiences, both good and bad, into his music. When he sang of pain, it was evident he knew what pain was. When he crooned about joy, it resonated with a genuine happiness. He wasn't just a performer, he was a storyteller, sharing chapters of his own life with an audience that found solace in his tales. By the end of the decade, Juan Gabriel's influence had permeated beyond Mexico.
Mire, aquí está en Los Ángeles a visitarnos para tocar un concierto muy especial en el Rose Bowl el 31 de julio. Muy histórico también porque es el primer concierto de una persona latina, pues en el Rose Bowl tengo entendido.
He reached listeners in the States. He reached listeners in Central and South America. He even reached listeners in parts of Europe. His concerts were events. They were celebrations of life and music. As the applause echoed and the curtains fell, there stood a man, not just a musician, who defied odds and etched his name in the annals of music history. Juan's influence wasn't restricted to music alone, too. He broke barriers in an era where being openly expressive about one's personal life was frowned upon. His flamboyant stage presence, combined with his unapologetic personality, made him a queer icon in a conservative society. He never directly addressed his sexuality, but his larger-than-life persona, his shimmering outfits, his candid demeanor, they made him a beacon for many, representing freedom, representing individuality, and representing authenticity.
¿Juan Gabriel es gay?
¿A usted le interesa mucho?
Yo pregunto.
Pues yo le respondo con otra pregunta.
Dígame.
Dicen que lo que se ve no se pregunta, mijo.
Yo veo a un cantante frente a mí, veo a un triunfador.
Eso es lo más importante. Porque uno no vale por las personalidades que otras gentes pueden achacar que este y que el otro. Porque, hombre, todo lo que uno hace es lo que se queda, lo que vale. Los hechos son los más importantes.
Trascender.
Trascender, ser o ser usted, ¿no?
El Divo's legacy is far-reaching. It transcends mere music. While his melodies find a home in the heartbeats of millions, it's his ethos, his spirit, that became this cultural touchstone. His songs are time capsules, evergreen in their allure, drawing listeners from generation to generation, even connecting with new listeners to this day. Years after his passing, radio still hum with his classics, echoing sentiments that are timeless. But what truly sets El Divo apart was his humanitarian spirit.
Muchas bendiciones en toda mi vida porque yo me he convertido de poquito en poquito de la gente que me ha ayudado, me he convertido en lo que yo soy, en Juan Gabriel.
His philanthropy, often conducted away from the limelight, spoke of a man whose heart was as vast as his talent. He supported numerous orphanages and children's homes throughout Mexico, drawing from his own experiences, ensuring that children in similar situations received care and received love.
Pero sobre todo en esta ocasión para mí es muy importante, puesto que todo lo que se recaude ahí será a beneficio de los niños de Ciudad Juárez. Es un orfanatorio que tiene 150 niños. Entonces, pues es ya insuficiente. Yo lo puedo hacer, por supuesto, pero me llevo más tiempo.
His passing in 2016 was felt deeply across the globe. Cities mourned, radio stations played marathon sessions of his hits, and vigils were held. Fans and fellow artists alike paid homage. Renditions of his classics started to come out from amazing artists like Marc Anthony, Natalia Lafourcade, and Alejandro Fernandez. Heartfelt tributes could be seen across the world.
I mean, creo que it was everything it should have been. Cuando uno conoce a un ídolo, es todo lo que tuvo que ser. Aterrizando, yo, Gabriel está aquí, en la ciudad.
Hablar de Alberto sin emocionarme es muy difícil, porque me quedé con las ganas de verle, pero no pudo ser, y lo llevaré siempre en mi corazón y en mis canciones.
The Latin Grammys that year paid tribute too. Artists celebrated his songs, encapsulating the universality of his music. His posthumous album Vestido de Etiqueta por Eduardo Magallanes, an orchestral reinterpretation of his hits, underscored the timelessness of his artistry, topping charts and earning praise from critics and fans. One of the most significant acknowledgments of his impact also came in the way of the Billboard Latin Music Award, where he was awarded the Lifetime Achievement honor. It was a testament not just to a career, but to a life lived with passion, with empathy, and an undying love for music. The magic of Juan Gabriel is not just in the songs he left behind, but in the memories he etched and still etches to this day in the hearts of millions. He was an artist, a philanthropist, he was an icon, and his legacy is a tale of resilience, a tale of love, and an enduring bond with music. In 2016, the world said goodbye to this legend. His passing left an irreplaceable void in the music industry. Fans from all walks of life poured into the streets, singing his songs, shedding tears, and celebrating the life of a man who gave them so much. Juan Gabriel's legacy is eternal. His music is a timeless testament to passion, dedication, and the relentless human spirit. A reminder that music, in its purest form, touches hearts, breaks chains, and transcends borders. Thank you so much for watching. This was an AMR retrospective. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, support us if you can. You can always do a little more by becoming a channel member, leaving a super thanks down below if the video allows it, and by joining us over on Patreon. Our supporters are the reason we're able to make videos like this. So please take a minute to read their names on the screen because they really mean the world to us. And this video could not be possible without them. بحبكن كتير. Enjoy the rest of your day. سلامات.